legit. Anything you want.
Ripple, XRP, leaves both Ethereum and Bitcoin behind, and advantage is yes. Ripple is facing a lawsuit that hasn't turned into crypto's way completely yet. A bunch of investors, which are in no way representative of the crypto or Ripple community, think Ripple's XRP is a security instead of a coin, and they want the government to agree. The outcome will not be critical for Ripple only, but for the whole cryptosphere, so you shouldn't mind all that much, because if, after this lawsuit, Ripple suffers, every single crypto coin will as well. That's not going to happen. Instead, pay attention to current and future capabilities. You'll find it very hard to beat Ripple in this subject. Ripple was developed back in 2014, that's even before Ethereum, which is probably why this project was never centered on smart contracts, as Ethereum is. The notion of a smart contract wasn't very developed back then, as expressed in Stefan Thomas' words, Ripple's chief technology officer. We just didn't feel like smart contracts was a very mature industry at that point. Frankly, the use cases seemed somewhat dubious in value. Ethereum got it right, of course. But Ethereum soon found its very own problems. While Ethereum remains the smart contracts king, it's been heavily criticized from the beginning because of its lack of scalability and high fees. That is why Mr. Thomas brought back the Ripple's smart contract platform called Codius, which can deal with both of those issues. As Codius is relaunched already, it will probably just highlight again all the problems in Ethereum, as if Justin Sun has not done that thoroughly enough, as it also makes Ripple's superiority evident once again. Not so long ago, an investor called Josh Williams had this to say about the situation. Teams and games and elsewhere are building on Ethereum and running into the cost and scalability issues we're all familiar with. Codius has great potential in addressing these concerns, and we are eager to work with it. So Ripple will use Codius to invade Ethereum's turf and prove it is a way better option. Isn't that interesting? Ripple, low fees, high scalability, the anti-Ethereum, Bitcoin and Ethereum wave the cryosphere's flag. There's no doubt about that. Lots of people still think that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are the same. That bears testimony on how vital those coins are. They were the pioneers, they kept the game going for everybody, but they remain very slow, and costly. And that's how Ripple comes in. Just think about this transference speeds: Bitcoin, 6 TPS, Ethereum 15 TPS, XRP, 1500 TPS. You see the differences in orders of magnitude. Sure, this is still far away from Visa's transaction speed. But honestly, compare them to Bitcoin and Ethereum transactions times. In the cryptocurrency world, Ripple's rate is just incredible and leaves everybody behind. Just think about this: when you transact on Bitcoin, you need to be ready to wait even 50-60 minutes before you get full confirmation sometimes. On Ethereum that is from 3 to 15 minutes. Ripple takes 4 seconds. What is the option you would like to have on your mobile phone? Is it that much of choice? And on top of that, transaction fees are just ridiculously low. As fees for ETH and BTC keep rising, because the coin's value keeps going up, XRP's charges are still so low. They open the market for a much broader user base. That's why Ripple is so good for the micropayments and international transactions. Ripple's purpose has never been to be a retail crypto coin, but quick as it is, cheap as it is, it could become one. Codius could do the trick, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Ripple is not going after end users. It wants banks and financial institutions to adopt the Ripple net and its blockchain. But their low fees and scalability are such that could get, unintentionally, the retail market as well and get Ethereum's top place. That, my friends, is a real advantage. The Great Bitcoin Crash, what happens next? Get ready, I'm breaking down one of my most controversial, and eerily accurate, 2018 predictions today. This forecast takes an in-depth look at a new frontier in the world of trading, cryptocurrencies. When I was working on my Bitcoin predictions back in December, a flash crash caused the flagship cryptocurrency to lose $3,500 before quickly recovering. That was the first of many signs that pointed to continued volatile trading. That's why I predicted we could see an epic crash, ending with the Bitcoin losing at least half of its value in 2018. This little prediction played out almost immediately. In the months since, Bitcoin has remained more than 50% off its December highs. It's safe to say that Bitcoin and other cryptos are in the Wild West phase all speculative assets go through as they mature. The rules and regulations are fuzzy. Rapid price appreciation attracted scammers and hackers. For many investors who are just learning the Bitcoin basics, it feels like crypto outlaws are looking to rip off anyone to make a quick buck. With prices moving so fast, countless analysts and money managers are sounding the alarm. Naturally, investors who have witnessed the meteoric rise of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have one big question on their minds. Are cryptocurrencies experiencing a massive speculative bubble right now? It certainly looks like it. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. All bull markets and manias eventually come to an end. And somewhere along the way, high-flying assets will get hit with a hard reset or two before consolidating and moving higher. So it wasn't that crazy to assume a major correction was on the way for Bitcoin even as it streaked to new highs at the end of 2017. Just think back to the dot-com boom of the 1990s. Internet stocks were soaring higher every month. Companies would add .com to their name just to attract new investors, much like we saw blockchain added to company names recently. In hindsight, the March 2000 market top is easy to see. But plenty of smart market analysts who saw trouble couldn't get the timing right. Even Alan Greenspan delivered his famous irrational exuberant speech in late 1996, more than 3 years before the market topped. It's also important to note that the best investments of the dot-com era have matured into some of the biggest, most profitable companies in the world. Amazon.com was a darling of the dot-com boom. So was Adobe Systems. And Microsoft. These companies thrived and minted millions for investors even after enduring the popping of the 90s tech bubble. No one knows where crypto can go from here. In 2017, Bitcoin endured short-term plunges of 20% or more on 4 separate occasions. A bigger drawdown from here could convince more speculators to cash in their chips and give others a chance to accumulate on the dip. The decline has already killed off some of the 24/7 media coverage that fueled the mania. These are good things for those who want to see Bitcoin succeed in the long run. I'll be the first to admit I was skeptical of Bitcoin's big rally in 2017. When I came across an article about a teenage Bitcoin millionaire who predicted Bitcoin would eventually hit $1 million, I knew we were in the middle of a massive speculative mania. A kid who is barely old enough to drive is offering up outrageous cryptocurrency price targets. Bitcoin and its cryptocurrency cousins have made some forward-thinking investors a lot of money. It's also crushed plenty of speculators who were late to the party. We could still be somewhere in the middle of a major cryptocurrency boom. Right now, the entire cryptocurrency market is dealing with some growing pains. These growing pains could lead to more wild price swings, hacks, attempts at government regulation, you name it. For what it's worth, I don't think this crash marks the end of Bitcoin. In fact, I think the hard reset for the digital currency has the potential to strengthen the crypto space in the long term. The Bitcoin crash has been terrifying. But it might also offer up a massive opportunity for patient speculators.